Chapter 292. Albert had always been interested in Emma, and he knew about Alex's existence, but he had never met him before. When he finally realized that the man standing in front of him was none other than Emma's husband, Albert looked at Alex before pretending to ask him curiously, "I wonder what you are doing now?" "Alex?" Alex simply replied, "I am a vagrant now." There was a flash of disdain in Albert's eyes as soon as he heard Alex's words. Truth be told, he had already had a good impression of Emma when she was still working for the Richard Group. He had deliberately looked for Emma when he heard that she had already started her own business. Therefore, he was the one who had intentionally thrown out the order for the refurbishment of the Convention and Exhibition Center before inviting Emma over here today. At this time, Albert felt as though he had to show off his status in front of Alex. Therefore, he looked at Alex before he smiled and said, "Alex, I don't think you should be here today. All of the people who came to participate in the auto show today are all famous and wealthy people from Orris Hill. Aren't you afraid that you will embarrass Emma by showing up here today?" The expression on Emma's face changed immediately as soon as she heard Albert's words because she did not expect Albert to ridicule Alex. Consequently, Emma naturally felt a little uneasy at this time. However, before Emma could say anything, Alex's eyes turned cold before he replied indifferently, "Do you really think that this auto show is that great? I would not even be here today if it weren't because of my car." "Your car? Do you even know your own place?" Christina asked as she stared at Alex with a contemptuous expression on her face. "Don't you know that all the luxury cars on display here today are worth at least a few $1,000,000 each? I don't think you can even afford to buy one of the wheels here." Albert laughed before he said haughtily and arrogantly, "Alex, I understand people like you. You are just a regular live-in son-in-law who is living off your wife and her parents. So, are you hoping that Emma will buy you a car so that you will be able to lift your head high?" Just then, Emma spoke up with a cold expression on her face. "Mr. Warner, Alex does not need me to buy a car for him. In fact, Alex was the one who bought me the car that I am driving right now." Albert was taken aback because he did not expect Alex to be able to buy Emma a car. Christina continued staring at Alex in disdain before she sneered, "Are you sure you can afford to buy Emma a car?" Christina looked at Emma before asking, "Emma, what car did your husband buy for you? Is it a Ford?" Emma replied immediately, "Alex bought 2 cars for our family. He bought me a BMW 340, and he bought a BMW 350 for my father." Christina was slightly surprised. "I truly did not expect your husband to be able to afford to buy you a car." At this time, Albert shook his head as he smiled contemptuously. "BMW 340? That is the car that the servants in my house are driving. How could a BMW 340 be good enough for someone like Emma?" Immediately afterward, Albert looked at Alex before saying, "Alex, a BMW 340 is a very cheap car. You only need to pay $100,000 for the down payment and you can take a loan to pay for the car. However, all of the luxury cars here today are worth millions of dollars. If all you can afford to buy is just a BMW 3 Series, I don't think you should be at this auto show at all. You should also know that there are 2 expensive and very luxurious sports cars at this exhibition today. You should take a look at it so you know your own place and where you should stand." Alex smiled indifferently before he pointed at the 2 luxury cars on the highest platform in the center of the exhibition hall. Then, he asked, "You said that I would not be able to afford any of the luxury cars in this auto show today. If so, let me ask you, those 2 are the top luxury sports cars in the world. Can you afford to buy those 2 cars?" Albert sneered. "I can afford to buy any luxury car in this auto show except for those 2 cars. What about you? Even if you're interested in any of the luxury cars here today, I'm sure you will never be able to afford one."